Hello you guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today in the neighborhood. I just want to share this with y'all really quick. This is not going to be a long video. I was thinking about this last night. The Holy Spirit just reminded me about this, and I just wanted to come and share this with y'all. If you are new here, hi, welcome. My name is Dasmin. Welcome to the neighborhood. Subscribe to the neighborhood today if you are interested into content as such. Right? So we know about having like big faith and stuff like that, and having this crazy faith. And honestly, that's, you know, I mean, most of people want crazy faith. We all want faith. We all want our faith to stay alive. We all want this faith. We're all striving to strengthen our foundations and strengthen our faith. We're always in a place of trying to stretch our minds so that we can receive what God has for us. And so, I was just thinking yesterday how sometimes we could get in seasons where we don't have that crazy faith. Like, we don't have that crazy faith, but we do have a mustard seed. Just encourage those who may be going through seasons where your faith on mustard seed. Like, I was just thinking how, like, this season I'm in, I have faith in God, but my faith is a bit on mustard seed right now, and that's okay too. So in Matthew 17 verse 20, the disciples were just asking the Lord why they couldn't cast out the demon. In verse 20, the Lord said, "You don't have enough faith." Jesus told them, I tell you the truth, if you had faith even as small as a mustard seed, you could say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible. It's okay if you are not having that crazy faith in the Lord right now, but you do have faith because you still believe in God, and you know God is real. You know God is capable. You know God is able. But you just in a season right now where you hanging on to that mustard seed of faith, and it's okay because mustard seeds still move mountains. Jesus accepts that too. Jesus says that he'll take that too. He'll take that mustard seed of faith that you got, and that can move a mountain, you know. It's a difference between us just wishfully thinking and us actually having faith. This mustard seed is important because it's not just us wishfully thinking. It's not just us, oh, maybe the Lord could, but I'm not really sure, but maybe he could, and that's type of faith. No, we're not rocking off of that type of mustard seed. This type of mustard seed is not delusion. It's not it's not a diluted thing. It's not something that we're thinking the Lord could or could not do. We're not questioning if he could or could not do. This mustard seed of faith is sure God can do it. It's just pretty small. It's this kind of faith that you say, I know God is capable. I know God is able. I know that God can, and I know that God will. It's this kind of small faith that's like, I know God can, and he will. Now, of course, God's ways are not our ways. They're higher. I want to emphasize that too, because some things we can pray for and some things we can ask, and God don't do it on our time. We talked about this. I'll put a link in the description. Or God may not do it how we want. We know who still sits on the throne in heaven. We know who still is orchestrating and moving things around the earth. We can think properly. We got a stable mind. We know who is doing it for us, because if it wasn't for him, we would have lost our mind. This is the type of faith that we okay, y'all, my phone done overheated, so like it's pretty hot, so hopefully my phone don't overheat again, but I'm gonna make this really quick. Mustard seeds still move mountains. And so it's so important for us to remember that when we are going through something, and we are going through things in the season because yes, we could talk about having big faith, and even in our small mustard seed faith, it is not wishful thinking, it's actual faith. And I'm just gonna go really quick in Hebrews 11. Faith shows the reality of what we hope for is the evidence of things we cannot see. So although my faith right now is a bit mustard seedy, but it could be a bit mustard seedy, but it shows the reality of things I hope for, and it's the evidence of things I cannot see. So it's still faith, and it's still a real thing, and it's not just this delusion. It's not this like imaginary thing. Like, it's actual real. It's just small right now. And so the Lord gives us strength as well, and I just want y'all to be encouraged for those who may be going through a season like that, because I know I am. And I just want to encourage you that even though it may seem like, Lord, this is all I have to give to you right now, that's enough for Jesus. Lord, I don't have a lot of faith, but I do have this mustard seed. That is enough for Jesus. That is enough for him to move mountains. That is enough for him to change things around. That is enough. Let me tell you something too. The disciples were going through something where they didn't have enough faith. We see that a lot. And at that point, the disciples, we're like how we are, we're in that stage too, where we're allowing the Lord to remold our mind and give us a new way of thinking, because the disciples still was thinking the way that they were thinking, and they were still, still transitioning. They just had, came and became disciples, became fishermen of sea, fishermen of men, men of fishers, fishers of men. So they just became that. And so their minds are still being worked on during this process. They didn't have enough faith to cast out and do the things that the Lord wanted to do. But I wanted to show y'all something in Acts 5. It says that the apostles at the time, which were the disciples, they were performing performing miraculous signs and wonders. And I'm not trying to rush this, but I don't want my phone to get overheat because the sun is literally on top of my phone. It said that what the apostles were doing, more people believed and were brought to the Lord. And it says that as a result of the apostles' work, sick people were brought out into streets on beds and mats so that Peter's shadow might fall across some of them as he went by. It says that crowds from villages around Jerusalem bringing their sick and those possessed by evil spirits, they all was healed. Every single one of them. I'm pretty sure not all of them were on mats, but they all were healed. Even the ones on mats who had so much faith that they said they believe in the Lord so much that this worker of the Lord, if his shadow touched me, I believe I'm healed. And they were all healed. We just seen the people, the disciples, come from a point where they couldn't even cast out a demon. They couldn't even heal a person. They still needed help. They still lacked faith. They still didn't believe Jesus the way they should. The Amplified Version described it as they lacked trust and confidence in God. What gives me hope is that disciples were able to heal people just like that. And of course it was the Holy Spirit working in them, but they went from a point where they couldn't do it to where they could do it, right? Story actually reminds me of when Jesus had healed the woman with the issue of blood. The apostles were doing the same things that Jesus was doing. Like the lady, all she had to do was touch the hem of his garment, and she believed the Lord. And these people have people believing in the Lord so much. The apostles had people believing in the Lord so much that if they had touched the apostles' shadows, they knew they would be healed. I just wanted to add this really quick because I thought it was really cool when I thought about it. But when the lady of the issue of blood had got healed, and the Lord said, "Who touched me?" Because he felt power come out of his body. Through faith. Imagine if the crowd believed Jesus that much. If they just believe, Lord, if you was in the vicinity with me, Lord, I believe I'm healed. Like, that's something crazy. Imagine the people, they was just like, I really believe our faith could be that, like, I don't want to call it stupid. We can have stupid faith. Like, we can have faith so out of this world, man. Kind of like with kids be saying anything and they just be like believing it, and we need to get there. Like, we need to be it's so cool how their imaginations and how much they believe in. Like, of course we don't want to be childish, but we need that faith. Give y'all some hope, because we can all get to that point. It's just time, and it takes time to learn and to develop and grow. It's okay if that's all you have in this season right now. I'm gonna end this video off because the sun coming back out. Anyway, I will see you folks later. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your day. I'll catch y'all folks. Peace.